I was with Karl in the week. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and was it last week? There was a programme on about the child who was older than her mum.
A child that was older than her mum?
Yeah, right. Which he was looking forward to as much as Oliver, the
humanzee.
Humanzee, yeah. Yeah. And I didn't see it in the end. Did you miss it as well?
I missed it. So
and it's what it is this little girl, and she's got an ageing thing. So he was telling me about this. It's all from him. He went, what it is, right? She's about 5, right? But she's aged, so she's actually 90. Right? And I went, oh God, really? He went, yeah. And then he went, could she get served in an off licence? I went, no. He went, well, that's not fair. I went, what do you mean? He went, well, I said, she's 5 years old. She's a 5-year-old girl. He went, yeah, but she's got the body of a 90-year-old. So, oh God, let her have a fag.
Wouldn't you let her have one if she...
if she asked?
Yeah. If you worked in an off licence and she wandered in, right, and
so she's 2'6".
Well, I don't know, because I haven't seen it. I don't know that much about it.
Yeah, she's a 5-year-old, 2'6". It's just an ageing process, which is a degeneration of the cells, like what ageing is. It doesn't mean she grew into a 90-year-old woman with a scarf
no, exactly.
going around the streets. What did you imagine it looked like?
I don't know. I mean, she's ageing fast, yeah?
Yes, but it's more to do, it's not, yes, yeah.
Because it was saying that her mum and dad are pretty stressed out about it, and I kind of thought, well, you'd be forever buying birthday presents.
It's not like she's morphing through various ages. Like, my God, look, she's 58 today. 59, we can't keep up.
Well, how's it work?
Not that.
It's not it has the same effect as aging on the body. So, at a cellular level, there's a degeneration as quick as if she'd gone through. I don't know. I got this from you. I'm guessing, Karl.
It's not like she's watching Top of the Pops one week and she's loving it, then the next week she's going, I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
She's not like music
it's all
in my
bland
day.
dance. I remember. I remember when I was 4.5. They were real bands.
That S Club 7 were excellent.
Yeah.
But what's this tripe? S Club.
But if she wants a fag...
She's 5 years old, Karl.
But she's got to experience everything in a short spell of time, do you know what I mean? You've got time to sort of...
I think you're thinking of her life like that Fatboy Slim video, where it starts off as something crawling out of the sea and then it evolves really quickly over 3 minutes. I don't think that's not the case, Karl. Her mind isn't... She isn't aging in her mind at the same time.
No, she's
not living a whole life in, like, 3 weeks. It's just her body is degenerating quicker than it should.
So if you worked in Odd Bins, you wouldn't serve her with a bottle of wine?
No, I probably wouldn't.
Well...
Unless she had some ID, which
That's
would
a bit cruel, isn't it? I said, well, on that, and on top of all her other problems, he wouldn't even give her a glass of...
Yeah, a bottle of wine.
And her ID wouldn't look right, because she's ageing all the time. The photo would never match.
Yeah. Look at my hair there. That was last week.
Well, it was 2002.
Exactly.
Oh,
well, we don't know enough about it, so...
No, I haven't seen it, so, yeah, maybe we should apologise, because that could sound callous and cruel, because I don't know what the whole...
It was just the title.
The vibe of the... Yeah, I know it was the title that excited you.
Something like, I'm older than my mum.
No, it's the child that's older than her mother.
Well.
Yeah.
So that was weird. There was some good stuff on in the week.
You missed that, didn't you? You didn't watch that?
Didn't see that. Saw,
maybe someone have it on video for you?
Yeah, if you taped it, and, send it in.
Watch it on fast forward, she'd really age then. Imagine that. Whoa!
What's going on?
I don't know. The adverts aren't working today, and I'll have to get an engineer in as well.
Right, so don't play the adverts. I don't want to play them anyway. Don't play them. It's not our fault if it doesn't work.
Why? Do you realise if we were, like, live, we'd be heckled off the stage?
Right, don't play the adverts.
We wouldn't survive in the real world.
I'll sort that out.
Right, get people on the air now. Just
no, Rick, calm down.
Play a record then. Do something for Christ's sake.
Karl, Ricky and I were doing some writing in the week, and we needed get a little book of zodiac types. What's your thought on...
Just to make sure it was good luck, to be writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you make of all that stuff? Horoscopes, do you have any, thoughts on that?
Now and again I'll read it, but...
Sure.
I'll believe it if it's good.
Yeah.
If it's not, just go...
What star sign are you?
That's perfect, though. That's that raison d'etre. That is... those people who do zodiacs exist on that piece of philosophy.
Yeah.
I'll believe it if it's good.
Exactly.
And that's why, when you have breakdowns, people don't go, you're a nasty little piece of work, you're a pug-ugly little twat, and you'll never amount to anything. It's things like, you're probably too generous for your own good.
Yeah.
You like to keep people at a distance, but you like to love. You're a warm person. It's always stuff like that, isn't it? People go, I suppose I am too good. Yeah. That is me all over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're a creative person.
Yeah.
Who thinks they're not a creative person?
Exactly. You've got a wonderful sense of humour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What star sign are you?
Mine changes. I'm on the edge.
Right.
God.
Okay.
He even makes that complicated.
Of course.
He even makes twaddle complicated.
No, I'm just. It changes depending what paper you read.
Yeah. All right. In theory, what would
23rd
you...
of September. So I think
Yeah.
most of the time I'm a Virgo. I think. Oh.
Well, I'll tell you.
Write that down, listeners. 23rd of September, and come round and give him the bumps.
What I mean.
Well, according to this, I mean, I mean, you've been criticising this, Rick.
Sure.
You've been saying that there's maybe not anything in the
Yeah,
thing.
go
Well,
on.
hang on. Let me just read
Go
some
on,
of the elements of
is this going to change my mind?
Well-
Am I going to eat my words?
the typical Virgoan.
Words.
Okay. The physical appearance of the typical Virgoan:
Yeah.
high forehead,
That's not true.
cranium may seem too big in comparison with the face. Look at Karl. Look at Karl.
But how specific is
Has an
that?
extremely large forehead. Has a high hairline.
That's not true, though, is it?
May be quite tall.
What are the blokes like?
Often has one foot turned in more than the other.
They've just described Rain Man. What is that? How can they be specific?
Well, that's why it sounds like Karl.
1 foot turned in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, have they even bothered doing one for you? Because there isn't many people who...
Hang on a minute.
Let him finish, Steve.
No, I'm just saying.
Go on. What are you saying?
I sort of think I'm fairly average looking, but I'm saying, have they wasted a page in that book for whatever you are?
It started off me being dissing him and stuff, and you've been nice.
Hang on a minute. I don't think you can be a Virgoan, because it says that they are normally quick, alert and intelligent. But no, actually, I have to say, it says here, behaviour and personality traits of the Virgoan, as a child, is an excellent mimic, can learn many things in a short time. Not really true of you, is it?
What?
Rarely
Like
questions authority, but frequently questions facts. You never question facts.
Yeah, you never question authority. He's scared of authority.
Yeah. You're usually times very upset if teased. That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a minute, though.
Yeah. Can't take a bit of stick. Too much
depends,
pressure. If you
yeah.
can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Yeah.
What to teach a young Virgoan? Myths, fairy stories, make-believe, daydreams, and how to use imagination should all be taught to young Virgoans, so they have plenty of magical moments to remember in their adult years when they are often alone.
I'm changing my mind.
I know.
This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
All right, well, let's see. What are you?
I don't think we should talk about that.
Yeah, let's have a look.
It says the Virgoan is... I love some of the specifics of this. Virgoan is an employer. He's excellent as the boss of a small company.
yeah. Don't get him on a Tuesday. He's probably stamp collecting then.
Yeah.
Come on,
He loves a
Steve.
bit of haddock.
Okay, let me look at mine.
Oh, that is good though, Carl, isn't it? That is you all over. I've changed my mind. It's brilliant. It's a real science. They've really put their work in with this one.
Let me see. Sagittarius, Sarah Jones. Sagittarian is a happy, playful little clown.
Little.
Greets everyone.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Let me see. Sagittarius at home.
He's only going to read the good bits though, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
If that says, what can it say?
Have they done yours in sort of small print because you've got special eyes?
I don't know what that insult is, Carl. What kind of insult is that?
Well, you know.
He's happy with that. Look at his face.
He's done me.
Oh dear.
And come back to me.
I'll tell you what, I listened back to Carl was worried about last week's show because he said there was too much screaming and shouting and just nonsense and eating burgers.
It was a
and
bit
stuff.
like It's a Knockout last week, wasn't it?
No, yeah, and I listened back to it, and it was without doubt the most appalling piece of radio I have ever heard in my life.
Really?
I didn't know what I was saying. I was saying, and I'm finishing sentence, eat it! And he's going, and you're going, Carl, they're eating a hamburger. It was bizarre. Just half an hour. If anyone didn't know us, or I'd never heard of us, it was just like going, Heart 104, XFM 104, listen to this. Eat the burger, eat the beef, come out as well. No! It was honestly, it was like a mental ward.
To be fair, though, at the best of times, you sound like you're selling the Evening Standard.
Oh God! Oh, we should have the worst bits available, shouldn't we? Just the worst bits of broadcasting ever. So where I didn't finish a sentence, or I was just shouting, or a record. I mean, there were swear word slips out, and just put them all on a CD. Like like Panky put out the best of his phone calls.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't got that.
The worst radio show in the world ever.
Yeah, no, that's what I call bollocks.
Yeah. All right, calm down. That's
shit.
just cheapened it. Oh, now once
Sorry, play a
again.
record.
Oh, tits.
Spread your love on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, Steve Mitchell. And now it's Karl's bit. It's the re-education of Karl. He's like Liza Doolittle. And now he's coming to, or Lawnmower Man, if you've seen that film. More like Lawnmower Man, if you've seen the film. You'll know what I mean. And his homework was to just study quotes, really, on happiness and stuff, and general well-being. He's not a big happiness, quote fan, are you, Karl?
Not really.
So what have you done? You've come up with something, haven't you?
Right, yeah, I told you, right? Because a lot of these are just things you say every day. They're nothing special. So what I'm doing...
Well, you say them every day.
Well, the sort of things you come out with and you don't even think about it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're on the TV all the time, people on the radio are saying these sort of little quotes.
Sure.
And, what I've done is, remember that programme on Channel 4, Faking It?
Yeah.
Where they got some, like, posh kid to be on a door and all that. What I've done, I've,
Imagine if that was the pitch for the show. Dear Channel 4, just gonna get a posh kid on a door or something?
Yeah,
Yours sincerely, Karl.
come in. Yeah.
TV producer.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
So, what I've done, this little book of quotes, happiness quotes, I've picked two that are real,
Okay.
and I've made one up. Alright?
And we've got a guess.
And you've got to guess which
Okay, then,
one it is.
go on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rick, why don't we, when we've heard them, we won't confer.
No.
You'll write down yours,
Yeah.
A, B or C, and I'll
Yeah.
write down mine and we'll
Sure.
see how it
Okay,
works.
Karl, off you go.
Right, and just because I'm looking at this book, it doesn't mean I'm actually reading.
No, I know,
Don't
no,
worry,
I know.
we're clever.
No, we know, we can't see,
Can I
yeah.
call my bluff?
Yeah, go on
Okay.
in.
Nothing is worth more than this day.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah?
Alright.
yeah.
The way I see it,
Oh God, my head's gonna burst.
now hang on.
My head's gonna burst.
No,
Hang
no,
on.
this might not be Karl's.
It might not be.
How do you know I haven't tweaked them a little bit?
Yeah, good
Okay,
point.
fair
Good
enough.
point. No, good point.
The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
Yeah, okay.
Alright?
Alright, yeah.
Okay, hang on. So, yeah.
Come on.
Cat food,
Cat food, go on.
it stinks a bit, but if you don't put up with the smell, the little kitten will die.
Steve! I don't know what to say! I don't know what to say. Imagine this in faking it. Imagine their faces when he says that, and they're going, oh my God. Oh. Karl, play a song, mate.
We'll have to confer on this one.
Read them again. Two were real, one was fake. Go on in.
Right. First one. Nothing is worth more than this day.
Excellent. Next one.
What does that mean?
Well, cherish now, cherish your
Yeah,
time.
okay.
Because you can't get it back, and,
Yeah,
you know.
that's the way I saw it.
Carpe diem, whatever it is, seize the day and all that.
Okay. If you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, rough with the smooth. You know, it's not all plain sailing, but, you know, rainbow's beautiful, but it comes because of the rain, which you might not like, so
Yeah.
make the most of everything, and, yeah. Good.
Cat food doesn't smell good, but if you don't put up with it, then the little kitten will die.
Right, now, Karl, that is a good effort. Now, that one's yours. I mean, obviously, right?
Right.
Right, no, but it's a good effort, right?
I mean, it slipped seamlessly into the others.
Yeah.
I don't think it didn't.
No, but it's good. I mean, we knew it was that one, but, what I will say is, it's good, but what you don't know, maybe subconsciously, is, I mean, it's very similar to, the putting up with the rain and the rainbow, but that's good.
Why do you think that?
Well,
What does mine mean?
Well, even though it smells bad, it's good for something.
Right,
So
see,
that's
I didn't look at it like that.
What did you look at?
I kind of thought...
Was yours more specifically about cat food, generally? Because, you know, normally they, like, it's an analogy.
Yeah, or a metaphor for something, you know, much bigger.
Well, no, the way
I mean, Dolly Parton, who I think did the rain thing, she wasn't specifically concerned about weather conditions.
No.
It was a sort of general idea.
Yeah,
It's all about life.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've done.
Go on,
I've used an everyday thing
Yeah.
and put it with today's problems, right?
Go on.
So, like, my girlfriend, yeah? She might like to go shopping for clothes. I hate it,
Right.
but because I love her, I put up with it.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, you love that little kitten. You can't stand the smell of the stuff you gotta feed it, but because you love it, you go, well, you know, I'll put up with this just for a few minutes, and then I can, like, squeeze its head later and give it a little...
Sorry. Can we go back?
you know, stroke its head and stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a bit of a slip, was it?
Squeeze its little head.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the thing that I do with cats.
Put it in a bag and drown it in a lake.
I can feed it and then I can throw it against the wall.
Exactly.
So you didn't see it like that, did you?
No, that's very good. So it's about love, is it? It's about putting up with the bad things
Yeah.
for something you love.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
But
That's very
Carl,
good.
you seem now to be convinced and rather smug that you've tricked us and that you've fooled us and that we didn't understand it.
Well,
Well,
no-
I say that's your fault, not ours.
No, it's not though. I mean, look, that man in Forrest Gump, he was a bit of a nutter. And he came up with the life as a box of chocolates thing.
Yeah.
Now, if that was in this book, you say, oh yeah, brilliant, you know, good bit of work. But if he was sat here doing the show with you,
Yeah.
you'd be taking the mickey out of him.
Sometimes I feel he is.
Certainly did. It was the Muppet Turtles. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl the K-Man Pilkers. Little Pilkers, little baldy, roundy, heady Pilkers.
Oh yeah, there's
Go on.
There's a what's her name? If people go to the
You're
website.
joking. There's not a, there's not a what's her name.
An actual what's it?
You are joking, Karl.
No, it's just you reminded me.
Oh,
of the
did I?
little round bottle head.
Yeah.
If they go to xfm.co.uk, right,
Yeah.
/Ricky, there's a picture on there. You know that picture you did?
Oh, that I drew.
The one you drew of me.
Who put it on? Did what XFM put it on?
Yeah.
Did it look good?
Uh,
Can you
well,
get into it? Can I have a
I'll
look?
have a look. Yeah, I'll have a look during the
What is
next
it? xfm.co.uk.
/Ricky.
Right.
And there's that little picture, and people can sort of put bids in, and the money goes to,
Me, I
charity.
assume, as I drew it.
No, it's for some charity thing, so...
Because I read something that I think there's been a bid of at least £50, which is pretty.
No,
impressive.
there
I swear to
hasn't.
God, I just saw it earlier. I deleted it because I thought someone was winding us up.
You deleted it?
Well, I didn't know, did I? I didn't realise you didn't keep me informed.
Well, it just... Oh...
He's a buffoon, Karl, isn't he? I think you're an idiot, but sometimes...
Oh...
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna
life's
check,
cruel.
the power list, top 100 most important people in radio.
What's this list?
Oh, it's just the most important people in radio. Oh, 56, Ricky Gervais. That's annoying, 56.
Let me see.
Says 55 more important people than me. I love the fact there that I've beaten David Mansfield, who's the controller of Capital.
Yeah. Arbitrary. The Radio Academy Power List Top 100.
Ah.
And you're what, number 56?
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais, XFM.
Yeah.
I noticed we're not mentioned, Carl. What's your thoughts on that?
Well,
You know. Little, stinging that. I'd have thought, considering the amount of work you put into this show.
well, don't
Eh?
get me started.
Are you on here elsewhere, Carl?
Well... Too busy.
Chris Moyles is number 96.
Oh, that's good.
That's good news, isn't it? He'll be off the list by next year, I hope.
So
What is
funny,
weird,
aren't they?
Steve?
Go on.
Right? Who's number one?
Number 1 is Phil Roberts. I don't know who that is.
Right? Wouldn't you think that Marconi would have got a mention?
Marconi, now what station's he on?
Weird, though.
That's the point, because I got one in television and you thought John Logie Baird would have got a mention.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great, although it's not ever, is it? Again, I'll slip out of that by next year, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Just checking to see, oh yeah, Dr. Fox, good, he's on there at number 39. I'm assuming his medical qualifications have also put him in the list.
That sneaks him up the list, yeah.
Yeah.
Typical.
Pete Waterman, yeah, number 35, that makes sense. Important guy.
Can we just give them the website so they can read this at their leisure, because this really isn't radio, is it?
Right, well... XFM.co.uk.
No, that website, if they want to see the most...
Oh, I don't know where it is. I'm just saying xfm.co.uk/Ricky if you want to see that picture, and whoever bidded 50 quid, if you can send the email again.
Bid, whoever bid.
Whoever bidded.
Yeah.
We should start picking you up on your grammar. I mean, we're hardly ones to speak, but, you know... I squozed.
I squozed.
I'll tell you this, maybe we should bring back White Van Karl. There's some interesting questions this week, Rick.
Yeah?
We could pull that out of the bag if you're interested.
Shall we do that?
Just get Karl's take on the world's
Let's do it,
views.
let's do it.
I'll tell you what, we'll do that in a second. Let's have another educating Rick. Listen, we haven't done it for a while. White Van Man. I thought there's some interesting questions raised today, and I think it might be nice to just throw them Karl's
I think we
direction.
set Karl up again in the last hour as a person that people want to know
they wanna
his
know what he's
opinions
thinking.
on the
They wanna
world,
know what- if you're not familiar with it, on Saturdays, the Sun newspaper asks a typical white van driver questions his opinions on the week's news, and we thought we'd throw these in the direction of Karl.
Good.
And then what do you make of this teenage thug, Karl, Mickey Carroll, who spent 4 months in jail and he's won 9.7 million on the lottery? Is that justice? When you think of all the good people that are going hungry? And there's a lad there and he's won...
Did he buy the ticket before he went in?
No, I think he bought it once he'd come out.
So he's done his time.
He's done his time.
Fair enough then, he's been punished.
Yeah.
Right? He's bought a ticket. He's had a lot of bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's having a bit of good luck.
Quite
right, next one.
Are you concerned that now he's got all that money he could turn into like a sort of mastermind villain? You know, like a James Bond style villain? He's got a criminal streak, we know that. Is that a concern for you? I mean,
we
imagine
don't.
that. He could build some kind of underwater
We
fortress.
don't, with my lawyer's hat on, we don't know that.
Yeah, well. Well, he'd have to prove that he didn't have a criminal streak. I'd say so you've been in jail for 4 months.
Yeah, but sometimes people are bad because they haven't got any money, so he might be
Interesting
an
point.
angel of gold now, or whatever the saying is.
1 in 5 children aged between 11 and 16 go on booze binge sessions at least once a week. That's terrifying news, isn't it?
Kids, they know too much now.
Yeah.
You compared to you,
You despair.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Listen to this one, right?
Go on.
My dad had me niece in the car, right, running her to school one day, and she was in the back of the car with a mate, and they chatting away about stuff like kids do. And they got onto the topic of one of the mates, who they said, I mean, you've got to remember, my niece, this point, was probably about 5 or 6, something like that, right? In the back of the car, talking about My Little Pony, whatever it is they play with. Subject changed. Oh, that Lisa in our class, she's a lesbian, isn't she?
Right.
That was that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Chatting away about it.
Just openly talking about lesbianism.
And probably, you know, this is the topic that they're talking about in the pub when they're having one. Out drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might have thought lesbian was a funny word or something. You don't necessarily know the ins and outs of it, do they?
He's weird though, isn't it? Because when I was younger at school, you didn't like. I mean, you swore a little bit, but it wasn't like major swear words, and you sort of did a little bit of nicking, but nothing like they get up to now. I mean,
my girlfriend, when she was about 7 or 8, she was walking to school with her mum, and she called her a C-U-N. Right?
You are joking.
No, she said, because she thought it was a big. She said she thought it was a big furry animal. So she was being nice, and I remember, where'd you hear that? Where'd you hear that? Like, just heard it at school. So they might, they might not know what it means.
Well, I tell you, I'm gonna have to use kind of euphemisms here to tell this story, but when I was at school, I learned, the stronger version, it's not the same word, but it's very similar with one letter changed. I'm gonna use twit.
Yeah.
You know the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna use the word twit to replace it, right? And I said, I went round...
You think they're twat?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's what I'm thinking of. And, so can I say it? Am I allowed to say it?
No, it's weird though, because
hang on,
some people from Cornwall use that like saying twit. So, if people listen in Cornwall...
Do you know what a twit is? A pregnant goldfish.
Well...
Well, I learned the stronger version of twit.
Yeah.
Twat. For those that aren't sure. I learned this in school when I was like 10 or whatever, and I didn't know what it meant. I thought it was just a stronger version of twit. Yeah. I thought it was just if you were really annoyed with someone because they were a real twit.
Because I is worse than I.
Exactly, apparently. So, Karl would be a twit. And so I started using this at home, because I didn't realise what it meant. I started using this at home, oh, you twit, you're a twit, and saying it to my dad, you're a twit, but not saying twit. Yeah. And my dad didn't know what it meant either.
That's great.
I couldn't believe. So he started using it as well, right? So then we'd be driving in the car, he'd be saying to my mum, "You stupid, say to my mum, you don't pull over, you're gonna bum it, you twat." Saying this, then I learned at school from Mark Johnson what it really meant.
Yeah.
Stopped using it, obviously finding out it was quite an offensive word.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up to my dad. I didn't want to sit my dad down and say, "Dad, you know that word we've been saying?
Yeah.
You know what it means?" So now, to this day, I've never brought it out with him. So we'll be driving, you know, I'll go in for Christmas, we'll be driving around, he'll be calling my mum that word. Left, right and centre. I think she knows. I think she's just embarrassed. Or she's just upset and she knows what it means. She goes, "Why does he keep calling me this terrible word?" But he's the only one, I think, in our family who doesn't know what it means. No one's got the guts to say. I don't know whether I should tell him this Christmas.
What a twat.
I know.
Doves, Caught by the River on XFM 104.9. Well, it's been a good show, hasn't it? There's been sort of like quite a rock and roll 70s feel to it. Mainly the equipment. But we got through it. Carl's been telling us some great insights into his mind. Really. We've had a few laughs, a few tears. Bit stressful. What were you telling me in the week about when you went to visit your dad in hospital?
Oh, we were talking about, yeah, when I got back off holiday, my dad was in hospital. I shot back to see him, see how he's getting on, and hospitals are depressing places, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really, like, God, you know, you know, even if you're not that ill, it makes you feel worse.
Yeah.
Because it's really, like, drags you down, there's people walking around moaning, and, you know...
You, mainly.
Yeah. Nurses.
And, my dad was
political.
Yeah.
Is
high five.
Satire.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I would like to be the
They don't get
NHS.
paid enough and all that, and they do, like...
No, well, that's...
Tony
what I mean.
Blair, are you listening?
I don't want to look like I'm moaning about the people working, because they all work really hard.
Yeah, of course they do, yeah.
But it's just
God bless
they are depressing places.
High five.
Nice one,
Go
nice
on.
one.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm sat there, and my dad's getting fed up, and
Is that because you're visiting?
just he's quite an active bloke, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's got to stay in bed, and
Yeah.
you know, it's like sit down, stop moving about, and all this. So he's sat there, and there's an old woman in the bed next door, right, and she's in a bad way anyway.
Yeah.
Right. She must have been, she looked about 98, something like that.
Okay, good.
Right. Now, I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was always constantly moaning, and you could see that the nurses were trying their best to keep her happy, and she wasn't having any of it. And, you know, she was moaning because her hands had gone blue.
Well, that is a worry, to be honest.
Well, it's not, because she's 98.
Is that what happens?
But why doesn't the doctor, if I was a doctor, and I'm not one, but...
No, Carl, don't be modest. Are you a doctor? Yes or no?
but if I
I
was
think he's
there-
let it slip. Carl, are you a doctor?
No, listen.
Look me in the eye.
Right.
Right.
So this
Carl-
woman had blue hands. Had
She
she
had-
seen, a spacecraft?
Right. So,
Go on.
she had blue hands. Now, she's 98. If I was a doctor, I'd be
No,
thinking,
she's not 98. You said earlier on she looked about 98. So you're making that up.
It's just shifted from
98.
speculation to fact.
Absolute fact now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, she's 98.
It is fact now.
There's a 100-year-old woman.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
If I was a doctor, I'd be thinking,
You're not, are you? You honestly,
think, how did I con them? How did I get away with this?
I'd be thinking,
Right.
she's 98, she hasn't got long left, why not just let her be at home and be happy in
With
her
her blue
own,
hands.
in her own space,
Yeah.
you know, and let her have a nice life, whatever's left.
Because she may hurt herself, she may have falls, some people have to go in there for their own protection, she might not have
But
immediate
more than
family.
that, she may not have been dragged in against her will.
No,
She may
no.
have come to hospital because she was worried
Yeah.
about her blue hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was talking to Ricky, he said, oh, what it would have been is, probably a bit of, did you say it's rheumatism or something?
No, I mean, a blueness can be through lack of circulation.
Right. So, just...
And
say,
I'm
right,
definitely not a doctor.
You've got blue hands, bad circulation, we're gonna send you home, we'll give you a Rubik's Cube, play around with that with your hands, get the blood...
Rubik's Cube!
Get the blood pumping,
Yeah.
and don't worry, don't say, oh, it's really bad, just think she's 98, let her have a nice rest of the life.
Yeah.
But instead, she was there, and the annoying thing was, and they do this with a lot of people in hospital, they pump you with drugs, try to sort it out, they don't, you know, there's probably a bit of guesswork going on, maybe, a little bit.
Not as much as you, but go on.
Right? And because of that, they sort of break wind a lot. So I'm sat there with my dad talking.
Whoa,
Drugs do that, Steve. I'm sure if there's a doctor listening or a nurse, they will clarify that if they pump you with all sorts of stuff, it wants to come out.
Right.
So you're sat there having a serious chat. It's a quiet hospital. The woman next door with the blue hands suddenly starts seeping gas, right? Well, I start laughing. Because if there's one thing that makes you laugh, it's that.
It's a 98-year-old woman with blue hands farting.
So you try to hold it in because it's a really quiet hospital, and it'd be obvious that that I was laughing at, and I didn't want to be mean, but it was funny. And then it got me talking about my auntie, because my auntie Nora, she same thing, pumped her with loads of drugs. She used to have a cabinet next to the bed is like Boots. She's got loads of stuff, right, for all sorts of stuff. And I mean, she's not that old, but she's on loads of stuff, right?
She's a bit coked up, is she?
She called up my mum once, and
yeah, you told us this. Go on, tell it again.
And she said, "Oh, how are you doing?" And that. It's all right. Bit worried though. My mum said, "Why? What's up?" She said, "I've been breaking wind." So she goes, "Well, you know." She says, "No, but this one is going on and on and on." And she was like, she was like, what do you say? What's like passing wind, farting for 5 minutes. one thing, not like, you know, trumping and then nothing.
Yeah.
Continuous
drone of a fart.
Yeah.
I don't think she had. How big was she? She must be the size of a barn.
No, she's not that big. She's, you know, she's good for her age.
No,
Quite
but I mean,
quite slim.
No,
It's
but
just-
fighting for 5 minutes. Where's all the gas? Was she circular breathing? Was she sucking it in with her mouth?
It was just, I don't know that much about it. But she called up my mum. About 2.5 minutes in.
Could you hear it in the background?
2.5 minutes in!
2.5 minutes in, she called my mum up, and it went on for a further 2.5 minutes.
Oh. And she just stayed on the phone, did she?
Where
On the
was-
phone, going,
well-
can you hear that?
Well,
Did she hold the phone next to her arse? Listen to that.
She was off the
I'm
ground.
trying to work a tune down.
she was actually hovering. She was 4 foot off the ground when they found her, the ambulance men.
The cat's dead.
Don't light a match! Don't light that cigarette!
Yeah, it's like that advert. The kids come home from school, switch on the light.
Yeah. There they see Granny hovering, turn the light on.
Be careful if you have an elderly woman at home.
Yeah. Drugs make you fart.
so that's what I'm saying, you know, just let these people...
What are you saying? No, wait a minute, what are you saying?
I'm saying let people enjoy the life they've got left.
No, you're not. You're saying don't put them in hospital, leave them at home to die.
No, I'm not.
Give them a Rubik's Cube and let them die.
I'll tell
That's what you're
something-
saying.
Yeah, I'll tell you something now, right? Steve,
Right.
I'll tell you something. I didn't want to do it because it'd bring the show down. But she did die.
Who, the blue-handed lady?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I said to my dad, how's the, woman next door?
Next
He said,
party.
oh, she went last night. They've got an old fella in there now.
God.
So, there you go. So, wouldn't it have been better to leave her at home, where her friends and family can call and speak to her, even nip that round if they want, you know, with a cat, I imagine.
No, it's definitely a cat now. What was that cat's called, do you imagine?
Probably, I'm seeing like a big ginger one, so I don't know, something like, I don't know, maybe ginger, or whatever. Maybe I had a budgie. But that's what I'm saying, just let them enjoy that life, because dying in hospital, I wouldn't like to do it. If I went to the doctors and they said, you haven't got long life left, I'd say, well, I'll stay at home.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't do anything for them, let them enjoy their life.
Yeah, a Rubik's Cube.
Right, well, good. Backfired. Now, let's play the second of the Rolling Stones track. I'm gonna try and do this every week. It's a feature called Too Lazy to Go and Get Another Album.
Yeah.
What about a classic bit of rock and roll? Yeah?
I'd love to hear
Brown Sugar. Do you know what this is about, Carl?
Drugs.
Maybe, I'll tell you later. Placebo, The Bitter End. That's the first single to be lifted from their forthcoming album, Sleeping with Ghosts, which you can hear in full on the XFM Online listening posts. I'm Ricky, you cheeky little devil, Gervais. With me, Steve. Alright, ladies, what can I get you to drink? What, you think I'm made of money? I meant half a mile or something, merchant. And Karl, oh, I'm stressed. If it's too hard, I don't want to do it. Pilkington.
Indeed.
Oh, well, it's nice to be back, Rick. Rick, I heard a rumour that you weren't going to be playing great music today. I'm assuming that's wrong.
It is wrong. This is what I mean about the grapevine and just Chinese whispers. I'm not having it. There's some great music coming up.
Right. I also heard that there was going to be some boring chat. Sorry, is that...
Well, I want names.
I mean, I don't want to name
and addresses,
names, Rick, but that's the gossip I heard.
It's totally wrong.
I heard it was going to be inane, ill thought out, often stupid.
No, Carl's not going to talk so much this week. We're going to try and sort of bring it back to real radio. So that's an absolute lie.
Yeah, great. Good.
All right, Carl, had a good week.
Yeah, not bad.
Have you? Going on holiday now, aren't you?
Well, I will be doing later. Tell you about that later on.
What,
there's a hook.
Can I just check, because there are rules in place, aren't there?
Yeah.
There was a big bust up in the week.
I'm only allowed to wind him up. I'm not allowed to wind him up socially now. I'm not allowed to. What am I not allowed to do socially?
I think squeezing the head. Socially.
Yeah.
It's been crossed off.
Right, okay. And I agreed to that, because it got to a head where, Carl was really upset and he was thinking of just giving it all in, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why was that?
Because you were just winding me up too much.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to bring it all up again?
I don't mind. What was I doing?
It was just...
I mean, I should say now that there was a conversation where we were all sort of really walking on eggshells. It was frosty. It was a conference call, and Carl was on one end, and I'll tell you, it was... I was very much a UN mediator.
What do you think of that,
It was difficult to sort of keep it serious when I'm saying stuff like, I'm sick of you putting a Burger King bag on my head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a part of me that's like, I can't believe we're doing this. But
what I like about it is that I'm laughing and going, well, I won't do that anymore. And he's going, you can still do it on air. And like today, I came in, I wanted to squeeze his head. He went at 1 o'clock. I love those rules.
Yeah.
I love those rules.
Well, between the hours of 1 and 3 on a Saturday, you can squeeze his head. You can put a Burger King back on his...
Wait, it's terrible. Oh dear.
That all started last week as well, really, because I got in a bit earlier to do an edit for you on some track that had swearing in it, right? Yeah. So I get in early, he comes in, first thing he does is go to sort of squeeze me head. And my reaction was, not now, do it later. As if it's alright to do it later.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what made me think this isn't normal.
We should just point out, when we say squeezing your head, what exactly does that mean?
I put my hand on the front. I do 2 experiments, right?
Yeah.
One is the side, because you can crush an egg sideways, so I think that's more dangerous.
Right.
And I actually put my elbows out, and I press like a vice, and I really go for it until it really hurts. And the front one it shouldn't hurt so much, if my experiment's right. I don't know.
Well, it was all this that sort of, built up.
Sure. And the research that you're doing there, Rick, is that going to be available online at some point?
Well, that was the problem. That's what I was saying to him, because it kind of started last week.
Well, it's been going on since we've known you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I just upped it last week.
It got out of hand a bit.
I upped it to when I think it got to ahead on Thursday when I filmed it.
That was it, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
I brought in a cameraman to film me torturing him. And there was some people from the 6th floor being shown round.
Yeah, some management and that, showing probably clients round, you know, sort of, they've probably been on all the different floors, same what all the different radio stations do.
They've seen Dr. Fox.
This is XFM, the sort of this sort of noise going on.
Yeah.
You see them all look down and saying, don't do that, right?
Sure.
They might want to spend a load of money.
Yeah.
And he's doing that, he's wrestling with me, he's filming it. So that's when I just thought, you know...
Mad, isn't it?
And then when we were having the argument on the phone, I was saying, you know, has this been some sort of experiment?
He did, he said that, and of course I lost it.
Yeah.
But, it's all good now,
Well, do you want to squeeze his head before we play the next record?
I won't at the moment, because, we've got to get on, it's not right. And that annoyed me as well, because I was, trying to find out where he was going. I was filming him, I was going on waiting for Carl, told Johnny he's meeting a mate at 6, which annoys me on 2 counts, and I'm just doing it to the camera. You know, so I'm gonna follow him and just turn up and go, alright, where you been? But then when I came in, he went, I'm meeting a mate, and he told me where it was, so I told him that spoils my fun.
Of course. Because you'd want to track him down.
I don't want him to like it.
Yeah.
Which is it's sort of pulled the rug under my carpet now that he's going to let me do you know what I mean? It's just, it's a little bit annoying.
It's that thing though, you see, this happened years ago to me, right? When, you know, you get pally with someone, and then you wind each other up, and then there comes a time when you just go over the line.
Yeah.
Right?
What happened?
Well, it was this lad called Anthony, right, who was my mate.
Yeah.
And, we used to sort of always have a little fight in the toilet and that, right?
Sure.
Punch each other.
No, I want to wipe it.
And the punches, you know, used to get harder.
Yeah.
and stuff. And then, you know, so he hit me harder. Turned out into a proper fight.
Yeah.
I chipped his tooth on the sink. Right?
Right.
This happened at school, and it was time for assembly, and I thought, oh, and he's in the toilet crying. I thought, oh, go to assembly. There's police in there, in the assembly that day, telling people about unnecessary violence.
And you thought they were there for you?
So I'm like, oh no, Anthony's going to come in a minute, like crying with all blood coming from his mouth. I'm going to get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go run and sleep?
That was an example of...
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of happened because I went out with a girl who he fancied.
How old are we now?
About 8 or 9.
I think that's out of order, going out with a mate's girl.
Yeah, but she didn't like him. He had, like, big ears and that. He had no
Yeah, 'cause
chance,
you're
so why
such a
should I...
dick.
No, but do you know what I mean? Alright, I haven't got the looks like I used to.
Sure, when you were 8.
But that's before the stress of, you know, having head squoze and that sort of thing. I have aged a lot since.
Having your head squeezed.
I love your own grammar.
That's the past tense, is it?
Yeah.
Squeeze or to have squozed.
Oh, he did squoze his head.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
brilliant.
So, you know... it's
What about
just-
a bit of Bowie? Let's
Bit of Bowie?
be my wife, Carl. I'm asking you. Let's make
I think
it
we can
up.
squoze that in.
Be my wife, Carl. Come on. Right.
I haven't really had time to check it out this week.
No, you're
Been-
joking.
Been busy.
Ooh,
Been
I hope
busy.
it's not stupid.
Goes back to 1908, and the person saying it's, you know, it's a good story and that, and they're surprised I haven't picked up on it yet, right? The Olympics, right? In 1908 in London. Apparently it was meant to happen in Italy, but it was cancelled. Don't know why, right? And it happened in London. Anyway, 400 metres. Right, it was meant to... there was a fella who was going to do the run, right, and the favourite to win it was this Bulgarian guy, right? It was like a newcomer.
Okay, these are a few things it cannot be. 1, he injures himself, so a monkey steps in and wins. 2, he does a drugs test, it turns out that he is a monkey. So if it's either of those, right, I'm going to go mad.
So anyway, so the fella, right, this favourite, everyone's putting the money on him, thinking, yeah, he's going to do it. Gonna
Is he
put a nice
hairy?
little-
Is this bloke hairy?
So anyway, so the race happens,
Yeah.
and everybody's lined up, ready to run. And, you know, everyone's saying, yeah, he's going to win, he's going to win. Then suddenly, bit of murmuring going on, people going, oh, what's going on here?
Right. He's eating a bananas.
And there's a fella in the lane next to him,
Yeah.
right, he's going up, who's that? He doesn't look familiar,
Oh, Christ, Carl.
Keep going.
right? Doesn't look familiar, who's he? You know,
Weird,
what's
weird,
going on,
isn't it?
what's going on, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, what is it? What is it? Or who is it? I mean, not what is it?
So they go in. So they say, well, he might not be that any good. Do you know what I mean? He might not be good. He might. It's just.
Bit short, and
Doesn't matter,
he's
doesn't
only 3'6", and he's hunched over on his knuckles. So
I didn't realise it was fancy dress.
So,
I
anyway,
don't think he's going to be any good.
so the race
Oh, he's
starts.
put his finger up his arse. That's weird for a runner to do that before a race. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Race starts.
Yeah.
The fella that no one recognises wins it. People go, what's gone on here?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what I mean? We had our money on the favourite. What's gone on? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, he stood up there, right? He's looking well happy.
Yeah.
He's lifting the trophy and everything.
Right.
Right?
Long arms. That trophy's higher than...
So anyway,
He's
so
only 3 foot, but the trophy's 9 foot in the air with those long arms. It's I'm suspicious. Go on.
they had the picture in the paper the next day,
Sure.
and everyone's going, yeah, he was fast and everything, but quite hairy for a runner.
Oh, I'll tell you
Come
what,
on,
Carl.
come on.
Quite
It's
airy for a runner, because
ridiculous.
normally they shave themselves, don't they, to make them faster. And
No.
they're going, how did he manage it? It's really airy and that. So anyway, he wins the stuff, he walks away with a cup. The people who are in charge of the running, or like the Olympic Committee, look further into it. Turns out it was a chimp.
Right, keep talking.
No,
Right.
don't keep talking. Why
Shut up.
encourage him?
Shut up. This is monkey news. If you can't handle the news...
It's news from 1909, and I haven't heard about a chimp winning the Olympics.
Right, be quiet.
What happened there, then?
400 metres, right? Now the
Don't
thing is,
talk shit.
the annoying
Please,
thing was,
Ricky.
it took so long for the Olympic Committee, right, to find out that it was a monkey. It was going manic. It went into loads of races. It was picking up loads of like.
Oh, shut up!
It
Right?
became a celebrity. It was doing endorsements on TV.
Don't talk shit.
It said he managed to win the
Right.
same race 4 years later in Athens because
How did he get to
But
Athens?
it's a joke. They're winding you up, Carl.
weird.
It's not weird. It's
isn't
right. I do not believe it. Well, that's okay. There's only 3 of them to go then. Right, because we're probably all leaving in 4 weeks' time, and that's the end. I've got to get onto a sort of mainstream radio station, because I don't think there's any other sort of tin pot place like this, is there?
No.
So I'm gonna clear up my act a little bit. I've got an album from the Capitol Radio Library, and it's the best punk album in the world ever. So if Capitol are listening, I'm just gonna show that I can do a mainstream. I'm gonna play a classic song, and I'm gonna announce it right and everything. So
if you get a job on a decent station, you'll take me with you, will you?
we're a pair.
Brilliant.
So okay, here we go. Right, if anyone's listening, just to show that I can do mainstream radio. Okay. Well, that's all. Okay.
Well, you're getting nervous. You're getting nervous.
Okay.
So come on. Shall I get a monkey and do it?
It's alright. Okay. Well, that's about all there is time for today. You've been listening to Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant. Across the way, K-Man Pilkers. We're going all the way back now, a classic song from the late 1970s, and this is Devo with Mongoloid. Strokes, someday. I'm already annoyed. I've been here 3 minutes and I'm already annoyed.
Yeah. I'll bring back Claire, I tell you.
No, it's not his fault. It's the whole place. The library's shite. I tried to get. Oh God! I had to go to Capitol Radio.
Chill.
That's that. I had to go to Capitol Library to get a couple of records I wanted. Right? Place is falling apart. The email's not working. It's so shoddy. He's had 2 weeks off. I'm on holiday. I mean, they might as well bulldoze this, honestly, because for all the, you know.
It is ludicrous.
And we get paid peanuts.
You get paid, do you?
Oh, and it really annoys me to have to fight. Oh, anyway.
Anyway, just calm down.
104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington. Karl, you're back.
Alright.
How was it?
What, the holiday?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't all fun, was it? Because my dad was in hospital.
Oh, but he wasn't during the holiday. Not during the holiday, though, was he? You came back from holiday and then found that out, didn't you?
Yeah, but it happened when I was on holiday.
Did you know that, though, when you're on holiday?
No. Because I didn't take my phone with me.
Well, that's
but the weird thing is, I got a feeling. When I was sat there, because it normally happens.
It wasn't the nudie speech, was it?
When I first went away
you saw that old fella with his packet out.
When I went to Ibiza, right, I had a feeling, and I called home, my dad had punctured a lung.
When you say you had a feeling, what do you mean, a feeling?
Just like, oh, I should call home, there's something not right. But this time
very specific feeling. How did that manifest itself? How did you get that? What kind of feeling? Is that tingling thing?
I'm getting a bit of a lung feeling.
Yeah.
A bit of a dad lung feeling.
That feels like a punctured lung.
Hold on. But anyway, the holiday was good. We talked about it last week.
Well, let's probe Karl about his holiday later, because, you know, that's the sort of thing that audiences will stay tuned for, Rick, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, sure.
Find out about
you know more about this radio business than me. You know, you hooked them already.
Indeed, yeah. Well, also, I'm thinking we've got nothing.
Now.
We may as well save that.
No, I resent it. I used to put a lot of work in, but no, I think of the money, which is, you know, for me, pretty shoddy.
Well,
you know what I mean? I don't usually
get
out of bed
an awful lot of cash.
Well, exactly, yeah. And, you know, the whole thing is, the whole setup. It was raining today. I thought, I should have a cabin. You know, then the sun came out, so I walked in again. Ah, dear.
How are you?
But, I'll tell you what, I got a bit criticised last week as well, that I only played ballads and same songs, so I'm gonna rock out this week.
Oh,
I've been down to Capitol Library to get some good tunes, and, what about a little bit of AC/DC?
Oh.
Took me all night long.
Let's hear it.
Well, that's cheered me up.
In a better mood now?
Yeah.
Good.
That's great. Should we rock out today?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Bit of Led Zeppelin, maybe Stones.
Brilliant, yeah, some of the classics and everything.
Yeah. When are we going to talk about Karl?
Have we run out of stuff already? Okay, let's go.
Okay, now, yeah.
So where did you go, Karl? What was the story?
It was my birthday, right? Went home after working with you a couple of Saturdays ago, right? Girlfriend was like, open your card, and I said, no, it's my birthday on Monday, I'll open it then.
You obey by the rules, don't you, of birthdays? Birthday rules.
Well, there's no point.
Well, exactly, chaos leads that way.
Yeah, right, so,
not an anarchist, never has been.
So anyway, she was kept going on, and it was doing me head in, so I said, alright, I'll open it.
Yeah.
So I opened it, ticket fell out, surprise holiday to one of the Canary Islands. So...
And what was your reaction? I mean...
First one was, we haven't got enough money.
Right.
For this. But I didn't want to ruin it, so...
No.
So I didn't go on about that, and I said, oh, it'd be great. So I can't wait.
So, did you say it in that tone of voice?
Well, it was good timing, because I was tired and everything. And, I'm not a big holiday fan. No. But the timing was right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same as last night. I don't always like a curry, but last night
You're in the mood.
you get that sort of, oh yeah.
Curry, you had a feeling.
Yeah, you had a feeling
You
for
thought,
curry.
oh, and then lo and behold, later you were eating the curry. It's weird, isn't it?
Very
Isn't it weird, the
strange. Life is-
paranormal? Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird?
They work in mysterious ways.
Yeah,
ghosts.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, right, the island, if I was on with you here, I'd probably say it's a bit barren.
Okay.
Not much there, but if you get a hotel, you guarantee good weather, right?
Are you?
No, what I mean is, it'll be a good holiday. If you get a hotel, right, the weather's always good, so you'll have a nice
Yeah,
time.
it was a comma, yeah, it was a, go on.
And all that, and the food was alright, and everything was going alright. I was just having a nice, relaxing time.
And how do you sort of spend your time on a holiday? You just lie around? Is that
That sort of holiday, just lying around. I bought a book.
You bought a book?
Yeah.
Okay, ghosts?
No, it was short stories, right? It
About
was like
ghosts?
no, it was about like special days in our time and time before me and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like it was telling you about how in I think it was 1814 the Thames frozen up.
Yeah.
And all these stories are told by eyewitnesses.
Yeah.
Right. So there's some fella who was around in 1814. And the Thames was frozen, and people used to put market stalls on there, and they'd do the shopping. It was like it was like an Oxford Street.
Was that Mad Liar Charlie? No, because he's famous for that.
Well, I'm sure, you know.
No, I think that was Mad Liar Charlie.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was reading that, and then after a couple of days was a bit like, oh,
Boring.
yeah, you can only do sort of so much lying around.
And so much reading.
So, Suzanne said, well, let's go on the beach, have a walk.
You ain't gone on the beach?
Where had you
I've
been
gone on the beach,
up to this point then? In your room?
No, just like round the pool, just relaxing and having a swim and that.
Yeah.
So she said, let's go on the beach. I said, alright then, yeah. So, wandered down to the beach, and, first impressions are, yeah, it's alright, it's clean. Sea
Your
looks good.
criteria is so basic, it's brilliant.
Right.
Hotel, yes. Roof, good. Food, adequate. Beach, clean. Next.
So I'm walking along, and everything's good, and, you know, there's a woman, feeding fish bread, which I thought that's different.
I love that. He likes originality. He loves a bit of originality.
He was feeding fish bread?
This woman was there, like, up to her knees in water.
Yeah.
And she was stood
Was
there.
that a sea?
Chucking, yeah.
Oh, right, good.
Chucking this bread, and I thought, what's she doing? And I stood there and watched for a minute, and there was little fish coming up, having the bread. I thought, oh. So we carried on walking, and, everything's going well, and then this fella comes towards me.
Everything's going well.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
original.
fallen over.
Clean feeding bread. 2 points for originality.
It's going
Yeah,
well.
good, yeah.
Fella comes walking towards me.
Oi, oi.
He's only got no pants on.
Oh.
So I said, Suzanne, what's going on?
Why did he turn to her? Like she knows more
So
than him.
she said, oh, yeah, it's, she said, yeah, it's a nudist.
Is this going to be a long story? Could you pour that coffee? Can you give me that coffee over? Sorry, this is really bad. Yeah, because he's poured... Thank you.
Just amuse yourselves while we talk the coffee.
Thank you very much.
Steve, do you want
I'll have a cup of coffee, Carl.
Right.
Thanks. Yeah, cheers.
Cold. Right, good. Okay.
So,
Great. Thank you.
so she said, yeah, it's a nudist beach. So I said, well, why, what? I said, we're all it's all mixed up. Normally on a nudist beach, it's a nudist beach, and you don't go wandering on there when you get your clothes on and that. So it annoyed me a bit, because there wasn't any signs. So this fella's getting closer.
Well, the knob out was a sign.
Yeah. Right, so he's getting closer, and he walked past me. It was an old fella, and he walked past and he had a hat on and a little pipe, and a big rucksack on his back. Right, so he got me thinking.
Not strictly naked.
I'm walking along, and I'm thinking, right, why do people want to do this? So straight away, I wasn't on holiday anymore, because most of the time when I'm on holiday, I don't think about anything. Right?
Your mind's a blank.
I just switch off. Right? But all of a sudden, this has got in my head now, and I turn around to look at him, and...
Check out his arse.
And this bag, right, I swear,
That's his ballsack.
it was massive, right?
What?
You had a massive bag.
The bag,
His rucksack.
his rucksack.
Oh, right, okay. 'Cause when he said there was an old couple coming towards me, I said, what was lower, the bloke's bollocks or the woman's tits? And he said, well, that was another point, she might as well have worn knickers. 'Cause he said, I was so naked, you can see it, that's what he said to me.
So you saw the bag.
So it annoyed me, yeah, because the whole idea in it, this is what I think, I mean, I might be wrong, right? Might be wrong.
Chances
You never have been. You never have been before.
Being nudist, right? What's it all about?
So I'll tell you, on that point, Carl, let's play a tune, let's come back and we'll discuss.
What are we gonna play?
We'll discuss that very issue. We've got some ideas, we did chat about this last week, Carl, in your absence.
Alright. Well, we'll play the choral.
Okay.
It's a good one, this.
Yeah.
Coral, Dreaming of You, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
If you've just joined us, Carl is walking down the beach,
Yeah.
and a man has just passed him with his knob out.
Yeah, his testicles out and his huge bag, apparently.
Right.
Now, we'll sum this up, you know, quick, because we did talk about it last week, you know, you did call me and tell me some of these things, and we sort of, mentioned it last week, but, you just wanna say just give us your thoughts on nudity.
Well, what I don't understand is, right, nudity, I thought it was all about, you know, sort of being free.
Yeah.
Natural, letting the breeze, you know, blow around you and that. That's all I can think is of like the bonus of doing it. But you can get that by just having a pair of shorts on, right? Because I'm not one for getting my kit off. It's just something a bit weird about it, innit? Normally, if I go for a walk on the beach, I'll put a shirt on.
Sure.
But leave it unbuttoned.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, tease the ladies, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just feels a bit weird. So it's best to cover your back anyway, because the sun
Yeah.
and all
Good
that.
advice, yeah.
But when I saw him, and I thought, well, right, is he doing it to sort of be free and be comfy and all that? And then I thought, but he's carrying a big bag, right? I've got a pair of shorts on, and I'm not looking at him thinking, I bet he's really comfy. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't going, I can't wait to get home and get my shorts off. They really annoy me, these. So, and that's just it. I don't get what it's all about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, my advice to you is don't go to nudist beaches again.
Well, I didn't go again.
Do you play volleyball?
Nope.
Well, there's nothing in it for you, to be honest, Carl.
Do you ever walk around the house nude?
Not really, only if, like, it's quickly to sort of jump out of bed and go and get a glass of orange. But I've got to be careful, because living on a high street, this flat's right across the way looking in.
Yeah.
And the thing
A
is,
little
it's all right.
Chinese fella.
There's a little
Exactly.
And that was the other one, is he the
There's
one?
the old woman reading a book.
Yeah, it could be dead for all we know. It hasn't moved.
There's some bouncers, and
Some bouncers.
I think so, yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
They're always... There's always,
Her name's Carol.
But, yeah, the only time, if I nip out, sort of get out of bed at night, go and get an orange, I've still got to be careful, because if they're awake and I open the fridge door, and the
you're
light
illuminated,
comes up,
yeah.
Yeah.
they'll sort of see the light,
And the shadow.
turn round,
And the weird, long, stretchy shadow. What did you get up and got orange juice or orange swash?
you know, Robinsons.
You can't advertise on.
Why don't you take a glass of that to bed with? Why are you getting up?
Yeah.
Because whenever I do that, I normally don't wake up, and it's a waste, isn't it?
The man is a genius. And look, well, continuing our rocking out thing.
Yeah, we're in a rock mood.
Well, I think this sums up rock and roll, doesn't it?
It's not called rock and roll, is it? Textbook.